Hello, sea creatures! I bring you greetings from Apple World. Hello everyone, it's Rixie back, finally with Rick's Reviews, and now I have a first for the channel. We have 3 reviews in one. We're going to be reviewing CCW Battlezone, Faction Wars, and Royal Revolution. This was originally going to be just Faction Wars and Battlezone. But Royal Revolution got finished, so I decided, why don't I just smash them into 3. We're not going to waste any time, we're going to get right to it. The pre-show for Battlezone was Darren Chern versus Alejandro Barramiondo, whatever. And in typical CCW faction, Alejandro loses, because nobody likes Alejandro. Darren Chern delivered the crowning achievement, and he won. Next up on Battlezone, we had Beavis and Butthead versus okay, you already know this one. Darkwing Duck and Launchpad. Beavis and Butthead lost, of course. Then it was the Hopper Crookington, the 3rd U.S. Open Challenge. And who answered it but Gaston? No one fights like Gaston. Boy, there was custom music in CCW. That's what he would enter to. Then still 6, sorry. Then we would see Evil Incarnate defend the tag team titles against Stan and a mystery partner. And that mystery partner turned out to be Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and suffice to say, they lost. Rip. And Stan Smith took upon himself to snap on Shaggy, ultimately turning heel, and I think breaking, I don't know, he might have broken his ankle. I don't know, but Evil Incarnate were able to retain. And then we would have Fluttershy versus Abby Abominable with Heath Burns for the CCW Beatdown Women's Championship. For this one, it was this was actually one of the best matches of the night, in my honest opinion. Both of them went at it like hell. Every time Fluttershy would lock in the walls of Jericho, I was thinking, call it the Critter Tamer. But in the end, it would end in a double countout when, when the two brawled out to the backstage. All right. So following that, Part 3 holds the key. Part 3 holds to crown the first ever. Wow, this was like, damn, dude, this was like a month ago. This was to crown the first hardcore champion. It was to be. Let's check here. Reggie Mantle, Justin, Dan Mandel, and Wesley and Woothie's favorite, Boris. Go animate Boris. Excuse me. And shockingly, which I actually kind of wanted Reggie to win this match. Yes, I've said it before, Reggie Mantle's kind of growing on me. He's growing on me, people, I admit it. But yes, ladies and gentlemen. But in the end, Reggie was not the one. It was Boris who walked out the first ever hardcore champion. And while also standing on fire. Then we would have the Queen Bee, Heather, take on Apple White for the CCW Women's Championship. Honestly, I think I'll call this the Overload Women's Championship, just to, you know, reasons, I don't know. My own personal type of thing. But Heather would cheat her way. She put her feet on the ropes, and she would retain the she would gain the CCW Beatdown Women's Championship. Mamma mia. What a sneak. And then we would have Morty Smith, the King of Szechuan style, versus the delinquent Duncan for the CCW Revolution Championship. Before that, I believe, Bullet Club CCW would come out and speak their mind out, resolving CCW Battleground or something. So they spoke, and then out came the Nick Club, Splinter and Patrick, to challenge them. Ultimately, the Bullet Club were able to prevail in the match, sadly, in my opinion. But the Nick Club gave a strong showing. Morty and Duncan put on one hell of a fight. It was fantastic. It was easily one of the matches of the night. I think it took like 3 Szechuan Sashas to put him away, but in the end, it all worked out. But then the Shredder would come from nowhere, and he would attack Morty, sending a strong message that he wanted the CCW Revolution Championship. And then we move on to the main event, folks. Excuse me. It would be Karl Buchananalewski, Prince Adam the Beast, and Lincoln Lau for the CCW Heavyweight Championship. Only 2 of these guys are main event worthy guys, and I'm talking about Lincoln and the Beast. Karl Buchananalewski should be nowhere near the main event. And this one actually kind of shocked me. The Beast finally got the championship. Got the championship that everyone thought he deserved. So yeah, the Beast is the new CCW World Champion. Congrats to the Beast. Then we move on to CCW Faction Wars. And what an event this was, folks. Let me tell you. Now that we ended off with the Beast as World Champion at the end of that. Now the gimmick with this show, every match, excluding the CCW Beatdown Tag Team titles, Hopper Crookington US Invitational, and the main event, which would be for the CCW World Championship and Intercontinental Championship, it would all be 6-man elimination matches. First up, we have Darkwing Duck and Launchpad defend the CCW Beatdown Tag Team titles against the Outsiders, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. And my controller is about to die. Well, anyway, in the end, this was actually quite the barn burner. Just by, you know, Hall and Nash being geezers. But it would end in victory for the duo. For the Bird duo. The Hopper Crookington US title Invitational. We would see Hopper Crookington defend against He-Man, the returning He-Man. Would come and challenge Hopper Crookington for the CCW United States Championship. This match itself was also a barn burner, but in the end, Hopper Crookington, as usual, would retain. Honestly, who can stop Hopper Crookington at this point? Up next in Faction Wars, we'd have Team Applefly versus the Queen Bees. Applefly would be Apple White, Star Butterfly, and Frankie Stein versus the Queen Bees, Heather, Boy Bourgeois, and Pacifica Northwest. And when it came down to it, the Queen Bees were able to pull it off with Chloe Bourgeois. No, I believe it was Heather as the sole survivor. Then we move on to part 3, where we pitched. It was very jealous. The Natural Beauties, Fluttershy, Ashtonella, and Bridget versus the Bullet Babes, Vanessa Duvan, Schmertz, Twilight Sparkle, and Abby Abominable. Excuse me. I said still. So, we would see this matchup would basically, I believe this match was an absolute clean sweep for the Bullet Babes. However, that might not have been had Ashtonella not abandoned her partner. Ashtonella pulled a Mr. Bishop and abandoned her partner. And it was a clean sweep for Bullet Club CCW's Bullet Babes. Next, number 4. We would see Team Overload, Justin, Daring Charmin, and Dipper Pines versus Team Beatdown, Boris, Reggie Mantle, and Hunter Huntsman. The brand supremacy match. And the sole survivor in this would happen to be Overload Zone Reggie Mantle, I believe. Let me just check that. I hope I didn't screw that up. Yes, he was the sole survivor in this match, winning it for Beatdown. An awesome showing for both brands, but in the end, Beatdown proved to be the superior brand this year. And then we would see the one true Morty Smith, uses back in Wraith, versus Evil Incarnate, Cobra Commander, Skeletor, and Shredder. And Cobra Commander in this match got eliminated off the bat, like that. Like that. He got rolled up. However, that would not deter Evil Incarnate, as the sole survivor was Shredder. Shredder was the sole survivor in this match. And then we get on to, after this, we get on to the final match. Biker Mice from Mars versus Throttle, Vinny, and Moto versus the losers. It's me. Caillou, Beavis, and Butthead. And let me tell you this, folks. It was a clean sweep, and they just seemed to torment poor Caillou. After all, he does deserve all the torment in the world. They ended it with the Batista Bomb RKO combo, and that was it. The Biker Mice from Mars. A huge debut or return. Honestly, I think this was a return because they were former CCW Tag Team Champions. I can recall that Heroes United beat them. So honestly, this was a big return for the Biker Mice from Mars. And then, Part 6 would get on to, let's see it here, to the match everybody wanted to see. The dream match. The Nick Club, Lincoln Loud, Spudger and Patrick. It's a Bullet Club CCW, Money Monogram, Flash Centric, and Heath Burns. The dream match. We all wanted to see, well, a little bit of the dream match. Nick Club versus Bullet Club technically happens here. And it technically happened at Subscriber Scramble, but not with the members you wanted. I'm pretty sure you all were hoping for Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. But no, you got Clay, you got Tama Tonga, got Kenny Omega, and you got Marty Scurll. I believe Kenny Omega was in that match. And you got Clyde McBride and the few mask guys, instead of SpongeBob, Patrick, and Lincoln. The three guys who started it all. So, in this match, this one tore the house down. And I believe I was actually surprised when Lincoln Loud was the first one out. From there, Bullet Club CCW. Patrick was able to pull through for the team of the Nick Club. But the referee didn't see his hand on the rope. And Lincoln just went out and snapped on Money Monogram. But, as I've addressed this before, folks, I'll just let the audio play.
He's standing up something big. He is standing up something big.
You can listen for yourself.
Loud shot.
Listen to the legend himself.
You went down, loud shot. Yeah, shoot what you. Wait a minute. What is going on here? No. Are you kidding me? SpongeBob and Patrick. I can't believe this. SpongeBob and Patrick was just double-cross Lincoln Loud. No, please tell me I'm not just seeing this. Please tell me this is all a nightmare.
That's right.
You have got to be kidding me. That no good SpongeBob and Patrick just betrayed the Nick Club and Lincoln Loud and joined Bullet Club CCW. My goodness, I'm in shock.
Yep. At the event, Faction Wars, SpongeBob and Patrick betrayed the Nick Club. Lucas Hackett, you cheeky bastard, you. Always pulling something out of your hat. Honestly, and also, kudos on him because, you know, we didn't have, because you know how we live in content, like, at least we, like, in RCW's canon, we exist in the same world as CCW and all these other leagues we're collaborating with on a constant basis. I mean, we had CCW Invasion Night, for goodness sake. But yeah. Sorry. But as I was stating, Lucas Hack was cool with me keeping Spencer Patrick in the Nick Club for quite some time, because I still got some big plans for the Nick Club. And you will see that all accommodate in the coming existence of the Nick Club. So yeah, in CCW, they betrayed Lincoln Loud, and now they are part of CCW Bullet Club. And the main event, folks, double titles on the line. It would be Carl Nanalewski versus The Beast for the CCW Intercontinental and World Championship. And yeah, I think you already know who wins this. It was The Beast, because Carl Nanalewski is not World Championship material. Let us face the facts. Now, clear up something here. The Beast, noble as he is, surrendered the CCW Intercontinental Championship. And why did he do that? Because he said he wanted to give other people, an opportunity to shine. And so, at CCW Royal Revolution, we would see the vacant IC title be put up for grabs. But first, we would see the team of Cobra Commander and Skeletor defend the CCW Tag Team titles against Eustace, Vag, and Ray. This is Royal Revolution now, folks. We are at Royal Revolution. We would see that. Oh, by the way, yeah, Faction Wars was in my hometown of Indiana. That was in my hometown. If you didn't know that. I was there. Not really, but you know, you catch my drift. But starting off, Royal Revolution, as I said, CCW Tag Team on line. Evil Incarnate defend against Eustace Bag and Eustace Bag. Tag Team Classic. Eustace Bag and Wraith. And as much as I'm a mark for Evil Incarnate, they pulled the dirty trick out of their hat and they got themselves DQ'd in this match. Jesus. And then we would see the hometown queen herself, the Queen Bee, Heather, the CCW Overload Women's Champion, take on Star Butterfly. And this matchup I felt was pretty quick. I was expecting Star to go over, to be quite honest. Oh yeah, and PGV, he said that Heather looks like Layla. I think 2K18 Heather looks a lot better than 2K17 Heather. Moving on to part 2 of Royal Revolution, it would be for the vacant CCW Intercontinental Championship. We would see the following individuals we revealed: Leonardo, Dexter Charman, Big Mac, and Carl Nanalewski, all duke it out for the CCW Intercontinental Championship. And what a huge win for the winner! It would be Big Macintosh leaving Toronto. I believe it's Toronto, but leaving Canada, the new CCW Intercontinental Champion. And then we would see the CCW Beatdown Women's Champion, Fluttershy versus Ashlyn Ella. And again, this match felt pretty short. And honestly, I don't like Ashlyn Ella because she betrayed Fluttershy, the big bitch. But in the end, Ashlyn Ella finally ends the underdog story of the underdog story. You gotta be kidding me! Oh my goodness! Yeah, she sadly ends the underdog story of Fluttershy. Next up, in part 3, we would see Dan. Now, if you don't know why Dan and Harper Crookington are facing off in a tables, ladders, and chairs match for the CCW United States Championship, Dan hit a Dan Valley driver on Michelle Mermaid, the Rapscallion, and he paid the price for it in this match, because Hopper Crookington will beat the snot out of him. And he would retain, Hopper Crookington would retain the U.S. title. Then we would see CCW Beatdown Tag Team Championships on the line. Darkwing Duck and Lawrence Premier Pride versus Bullet Club CCW. Ugh. No, that wasn't about Bullet Club. This was about something else. I won't tell. And in this match, Darkwing Duck seemed to disappear. I don't know what happened. Like, what happened? Like, did he disappeared? Did he get knocked out? Did he walk out? I think he got, like, knocked out or something. But Bullet Club CCW would begin their takeover by taking the tag team titles. And I forgot to mention, that's when I had the Bullet Babes at ringside. That's some pretty fishy stuff. Moving on to part 4 of Royal Revolution.
What's going on?
We would see Morty Smith take on the Shredder finally for the CCW Revolution Championship. And Morty Smith gave it all he had. But in the end, the Shredder would catch him with a choke slam and become the new CCW Revolution Champion. And then we would see the Beast versus Heath Burns. Now, Heath Burns got this shot by beating the Beast on Beatdown. And suffice to say, you should already know, because the Beast is a beast. The Beast defeats Heath Burns. And Heath Burns hits the fire starter on the Beast after the match. And it looks like he was going to beat him up. But then out came Hunter Huntsman, who whacked the Beast with a chair and announced he was cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase. And with 2 bullseyes, put away the Beast. And then we heard a little something. We saw a little something on the Titantron.
I told you, seeing is believing. No! What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Goodness! Hunter Huntsman just joined Bullet Club CCW! And what's worse, Bullet Club CCW just gained not just a new member, but they just gained the CCW World Heavyweight Championship! Where the hell did this world suddenly come to? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to have to say this, but Bullet Club CCW have truly taken over!
That they have. Bullet Club CCW seemingly have almost all the belts on Beatdown. The women's title is debatable, but the tag team and the World Championship belong to the Bullet Club CCW. And they would all go down to if somebody chose to face them at Wrestle War. That's right, up next would be the 30-man over-the-top rope battle royale to get a shot at either the CCW Revolution or World Championship. Let me just say one thing, there's a lot of guest appearances. We saw Mr. Magoo, a legend, the legend himself, Mr. Magoo, appear on CCW. And all I'm going to say is hashtag sign Mr. Magoo. He put on an impressive showing. And also there was a lot of beef between Reggie Mantle and Johnny Bravo. We'll get to that in a sec, because you're probably wondering, who can save us from Bullet Club CCW? Bullet Club CCW have seemingly taken over. Is there anybody in this world who can save us from Bullet Club CCW? Is there any chance in hell that what of former Nick Club leader Lincoln Loud? Southern Patrick warned him, stay away from the Rumble. Well,
anyway, we haven't seen Lincoln ever since he kind of got back-turned by SpongeBob Patrick himself. Oh, what? Oh, wait a minute! Did you just say Lincoln Loud? Oh man, Lincoln Loud just kicked Patrick out of the back! Oh man! Lincoln Loud just pretty much decimated Patrick's star right backstage. I'm the one that this could definitely mean. What does this mean anyway? Oh, I think I know what it means. Lincoln Loud is the last entrant in the CCW Royal Revolution Rumble.
that's right, folks. Lincoln Loud took out Patrick Starr backstage, made his return to CCW, and entered at number 30 in the Royal Revolution Rumble. But what does that mean? But what happened in the Rumble, Rick? You ask yourself. What happened in the Rumble? Who won the Rumble? Did Lincoln pull through, or did somebody else win the Rumble? Well, Lucas Hackett himself told me I would like the result, and
He has done it, folks! Lincoln Loud has won the Royal Revolution Rumble!
excuse me, Lucas Hackett did not fail. He didn't fail me. He said I was going to like the result on Twitter, and I love the result. Lincoln Loud, not only the first ever two-time CCW World Champion, but the first man in CCW to win the Royal Revolution Rumble. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, it'll most likely be, I believe will be at the main event. I'm going to say it right here. Lincoln Loud versus Hunter Huntsman. CCW World Championship on the line at Wrestle War. I can already say that with a promise, because the Bullet Club CCW have taken Lincoln's former allies from him. And now it is war. It's going to be war. And also, I kind of want to see Cat Noir, Danny Phantom versus Monty and Flash. That's just me. I kind of want to see that match, because Cat Noir and Danny technically are still in the Knit Club. But yes, Lincoln Loud persevered. He won the Royal Revolution. Well, he entered at number 30, but he won the Revolution Rumble. And now he's going to, I'm going to say, I think, I'm not going to guarantee, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be main eventing Wrestle War with Hunter Huntsman. And to be quite honest, I wouldn't have it any other way. Hunter Huntsman versus Lincoln Loud, main event of Wrestle War. That's another accolade for Lincoln to have. Main evented the first Wrestle War. But anyway, that was triple review of CCW Battlezone, Faction Wars, and Royal Revolution. Hope you all enjoyed, and I hope the wait was worth it, Lucas. You got 3 in 1. All of them were great events, but Royal Revolution was easily the favorite. Great job, Lucas.